It's about that time of day again, folks. Welcome back to your nightly newsletter, boys and girls. Joseph James here. Thursday evening, May 14th, 2015, cruising our way through this third week of the month of May. You know, we got OPEX right around the corner. It's coming tomorrow, and rollover on crude. We'll talk about that in a moment. Before we get in today's charts and get some strategies for an OPEX Friday, I do want to remind you before we jump into our charts for our newsletter, I teach everything we're going to cover here today to all of our students here at schooloftrade.com. We get a live trade room, opens up every morning at 8 a.m. Eastern time, and we get a free trial. Come out and join us sometime as a guest. Couple things more too. Please make sure you're aware our trading blog here at sidewaysmarkets.com. Over on the blog here, you can download all of my charts for today's video. All the charts you see me using in today's video, you can download those right below the video tonight. You can also grab a free pass, come out and attend our live trade room as a guest. If you're not a student here at School of Trade and you'd like a free pass to come out and attend our trade room, you can grab that upper left-hand corner, and then lower left-hand corner, you can register for our nightly newsletter mailing list. All I need is your name and your email address, and I'll send you an email every evening when the newsletter is ready to go. Now, if you grab the free pass or you register for the newsletter list, please check your inbox. I'm going to send you a verification email, so make sure you find that verification email so I know I've got the right email address and give me approval to keep sending in the future. All right, guys? Seatbelts fastened, helmets on, mouth guards in. Boy, what a week. What a week. It's been a great week here. Hope you guys are doing well this week, too. Let's jump right into it here. Starting off with the euro, the 6E. Euro futures contract. Euro is bullish and pushing higher after a perfect buying opportunity. We talked about this last night at those channel lows, right? Nice jump up off the lows. This is what you're waiting for, buyers. Staying patient. It came right. What about 11 o'clock this morning, 11:30? Perfect opportunity just as they were shutting down in Europe, just getting warmed up here in the U.S. Great buying opportunity there at the lows. We talked about it last night. There should have been no question about that today. Buyers, if you missed the trade off the lows, we talked about last night, you got some pullback trades on the way higher, but keep in mind, we really missed the best buying opportunity right now long term. So if you're a long-term buyer right now, you're going to want to wait for a pullback. If you are a short-term trader for tomorrow, you're definitely still able to be doing wave trades, pullback trades. Just be aware, though, if you're a buyer right now in the euro, though, you get some targets overhead, channel highs, extension targets. So just be aware of that if you're a short-term trader right now buying those pullbacks on the euro. So long-term traders on the euro, you really want to wait here for another shot at a deeper pullback. If you're a short-term trader, though, you definitely can be scalping your way higher here. Just make sure you buy those dips, all right, and take your profit off at those resistance areas overhead. So buyers will be looking for pullback trades on the way higher. Now, also keep an eye, speaking of those long-term bulls, if you're a long-term buyer, we may get an undershoot of this high. You can see this little candle right here. This little guy right there is it's a little bit underwhelming of a bullish candle. So if we do get an undershoot of this high, and come out and see me tomorrow in the room, and I'll give you some exact numbers on this. But if we get an undershoot of the high, basically if we don't end up going higher here, that'll be an undershoot of that high, which means long-term bulls, that's going to be another shot for you now. Again, I can't give you exact spots right now, but I'll be looking somewhere around this 1350 area for another opportunity here for a long-term buy. Again, if you see an undershoot, right, if we come back here tomorrow and we see it's already shot up to those highs, then you know the undershoot wasn't the case. But if we do just roll over here, then you're definitely going to be looking for another shot here, right, to buy those, right, to buy that dip. You got this midline of this channel. We've got a trigger zone down here. Oh, sorry for the white out there. Sorry about that. We got trigger zone down there. We got a double bottom area down here. So a lot of areas down here where you can be looking for that turn, and then of course off we go back up again. Definitely want to be a bull right now. I think a big clue though for you buyers is going to be what happens in the next 12 hours. If we do push higher before we go lower, then we know the undershoot's not that big of a deal. We will be keeping an eye out for the undershoot, though, if you're a long-term bull on the euro for tomorrow. How about sellers? Boy, sellers have some difficult time right here. Sellers can also use that undershoot. So if you're a seller right now and we see, right, if you're a bear on the euro and you see we do undershoot, Well, you're going to have an easier job if we undershoot those highs. It's going to be able to head back lower. And again, you got some good targets waiting for you. That midline, trigger zone, all the support levels listed below. So really, an undershoot of that high would really help both the sellers. It's going to give you weakness clues. Undershoot of that high. It tells the sellers we are not as strong to the upside here right now. So if we undershoot, you're going to be able to catch a little runner down here to that overshoot support area, and then of course long-term bulls, you can be back on buying this again here. So sellers can also use the undershoot as well, or sellers can also wait for those buyers to try once, twice, and fail, right? I always like to tell those counter trend traders like this, if you're going to try to go against this trend right now, wait for the buyers to try twice. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, that is a good example of why you better come out and see me tomorrow in the trade room. We make money almost every day, taking it right out of the pockets of traders who tried twice and fail, right? It's a very, very easy way to capitalize going short-term counter trend, all right? So sellers, be ready for it. Just be careful, those sellers. You really want to wait for those buyers to try and fail. You know, you saw it here last night where we came up once, twice, and then, I mean, look at this red candle right there, this huge red candle right there. How can you miss it, right? I mean, it's staring you right in the face there to get short. That was from last night's newsletter I was talking about last night. So bottom line is we need to see where we go here for the undershoot. That'll give us the overshoot. And then, of course, we know really the tasty areas are down here, right? This is where we want to go. We want to get down here, right? Whether it be for sellers to sell short down to it or buyers to be looking long-term bullish, right, off that overshoot, the 1350 area down to 1300. All right, guys, keep an eye on that for the euro for tomorrow. Looking good, right? I like that strategy for the euro. That should be a pretty good one for tomorrow. How about the gold? How about this gold? Man, this is no joke. I guess these buyers are for real, right? Pretty impressive. So we get a long-term bull channel. We get a short-term bull channel. We're long-term and short-term bullish this evening. We haven't seen that out of gold in a while. And so a very impressive run up to major resistance. You know, we talked about this last night. This is not something that caught us off guard. We knew we had 25.8, and my exact words in last night's newsletter were, if you were a bull before the pullback, right? Remember last night we were thinking we'd get a little bit of a pullback here and then go, but it just took off to the upside. Once you saw these new higher highs, it was pretty much green light there to get going, and you knew where you were going to, that 25.8, right? We talked about it last night. So now we find ourselves long term. I mean, we have, I think it was 3 different bull channels. We got a bull channel here in white. I got a bull channel here in yellow. Bottom line is we got plenty of room up to those channel highs. You can kind of see the long-term channel highs poking their heads right out from underneath the top of that chart. So you can tell there's definitely resistance overhead. This is a classic case, though. We run up to 25.8, back off. Sellers clearly won this battle at these highs. Buyers didn't really give much of a fight here, right? Try to get up, couldn't really get the job done. So we would assume now with this undershoot of that channel high, and see now you're seeing kind of what the expectations would be on the euro. This is a little bit of possible foreshadowing what's going to see in the euro. And so we know we have that undershoot of the high, overshoot of the low, right? Very underwhelming. I've been using that term a lot on this video this time, right? A very weak example here. How's that for the English language? And of course, we collapsed back down. Couldn't even make a new higher high on it. So at this point, I would expect here to see buyers come back in after that overshoot correction here, 12.15.3, 12.13.7. Let's see what the text says here under the chart here. Let's see what we got here. So we get a bull channel break. Yep, bull channel break after an undershoot of the highs, which tells us there's likely to be a correction lower before we push higher again. Sellers, we will need to either get at this quickly, right? So sellers, you got to get it now, or wait for the second try from the buyers. So this is a great example, right? So we go up, pull back, one try, lower high, second try, nope. That's where you want the short, right? Okay, so if you look for a second attempt here, go up, pull back, couldn't even make a double top on it. Second try, fails, right? That's another option. Or just sell those rips down to that, right down to that support level you can see right here. All right, very, very short term. Sellers, you don't have a lot of room on this right now for a few different reasons. Again, we've got some support levels here. We get a trigger zone. And don't underestimate the power of that overshoot support. It's lined up right with that 1215.3. So, it's going to be difficult to break through it. So be careful. Again, we get down here. Buyers try once. Buyers try twice. And then we fail, okay, that's your cue now to get to selling, right? But you got to be really careful selling blindly right into that support area. And then you'll notice there are midlines in here too. Remember I told you there's a yellow channel here, there's a white channel, right? Look at all the midlines coming in right here. I mean, it's just like it's a potent area of support day. Boy, I'm all over the place today. Sorry about that. Right? We got some potency to the support side right here. So again, sellers, you better get at it quickly. Buyers, I think you're in a great spot right now to possibly pick up another push higher here, because once they broke this channel down, if they can hold this area right here, it's no guarantee, but I mean they're gonna do a pretty good job at trying to run that thing right back up 25.8 and possibly all the way up to the highs of that channel for tomorrow. Okay, we do expect a correction. We do expect a pullback here because of the undershoot. So be ready for it. Sellers, you know where you're going to. Buyers, stay patient. Stay patient on this trade for tomorrow. You've made a killing this week with us here on the newsletter. I mean, heck, we talked about buying this sucker right here. We were at 1190 on Monday. Was it Monday? Tuesday? We talked about this earlier this week. I mean, you guys have made a great profit off this. Take your money, lock some profit. Now be patient, right? Now be patient. You're trying to spend it all in one place this weekend. All right? You get the plan for gold now. Shall we keep going? Shall we keep going here? Third, 3 up, 3 down. Crude oil futures, the CL. Crude oil, bearish in the short term, bullish in the long term. Boy, we had a really interesting scenario today on crude. I mean, if you remember, last night we were right here, right? Last night we were right here. And my exact words last night were, buyers, you've got some great short-term buying opportunities, and sellers, you can take it right off those highs, but be aware you've got some support down here. We were able to grab both directions today. It's, I mean, pretty cool, right? When you're able to do it both up and down, both sides. Welcome to the life of a day trader, right? It's crazy sometimes, but boy, is it nice when it works this well, right? So long-term bulls came in at the bottom of that channel, right? Remember, this was a big. I had a big green rectangle here, right? We had a buy zone here, so we were definitely expecting some bulls to come in. It's exactly what we got, and then just like clockwork, sellers came in right at the top of that channel, almost as if it was written a script there and pushed it right back down. I mean, you really can't ask for much better reaction. Short-term trading opportunities. I mean, you had, what do we have today? What, 3 or 4 buying opportunities? One. I mean, it was a lot of great buying opportunities, and then all the way back down, the same thing, right? It was great action short-term for traders. Now, looking at this here from a long-term and short-term perspective, we get a short-term bear trend, long-term bull trend. We really can't call this a bearish market here just yet until we really show these buyers, we mean business, at these channel lows. We're hovering around 60 right now. You know there's going to be some shenanigans around this area. There's going to be some head fakes. There's going to be some overanalyzing. It's going to happen around this big round number here at 60. So I think right now you really got to still err on the side of caution. The bulls will continue to have control here right now until at least I see us get through this 59.15, right, this measured move support area, right, until we blow right through that area. I mean, you really can't say we've made our move yet because that measured move support is right down below you at 59.15. Okay, what are we thinking up top here? So we got bearish short term, bullish in the long term. We're trading at the lows of the long term bull channel. Yep. We can see that here in the chart. That's easy. And we're right smack in the middle of this short term bear channel. So what's the plan? Sellers, you guys are looking for trades at the bear channel highs. Nothing different here. Nothing different here than we saw last night, right? You get a great sell for those sellers there. You get a great short off that high. It was an awesome selling opportunity there off that highs. We talked about it 18 hours in advance, for crying out loud, right? You had plenty of time to prepare for it. And so we know that we came off that high. Now, don't be surprised if we get a little measured move action here. A, B, C, D, right? And then back on down. So look for that measured move, put you back up around the 200 moving average, 60-20, and then back on down we go. That's what you're looking for if you're a bear right now. Buyers will wait for the sellers to try at these lows and fail. So if you're a bull right now, the hardest part we have to deal with being a bull right now is the fact that we get all this stinking resistance overhead because of this very clear short-term bear channel. So just like we said on the gold and the euro, right, trying to be a buyer now in this short-term downtrend, who's been paying attention today so far, the last 15 minutes? If I want to go short-term counter trend here, right, if I want to go long here against that bearish trend, what's the best way to do it? Wait for the sellers to try how many times? Twice. And when they fail the second time, right, they're going to bail on it. So we come down. Sellers are now trying once. Remember, this may result in that measured move going higher, right? Sellers try twice. See ya, suckers. And that will be the cue that those buyers need, right, to get to buying. Also, another example. We try once. We try twice, right? Little range develops here. Fake break of that low into our buy zone. And another opportunity here to be a buyer. Bottom line is, in a short-term downtrend right now, the easiest way for us to make profit as a bull is to just stay patient and wait for the bears to swing and miss. I like to recommend a second try, right, before we take this move higher, just because it is such a dramatic move lower, and it is more recent, right? It is a more recent move lower. So you know the bears are warmed up right now, right? People are thinking sell right now. Wait for those sellers, right, to lose their shirts, get their heads knocked off, and then you'll be able to jump in long. Okay, so buyers, wait for seller failures, and then you got your pick of the litter here as far as targets waiting for you overhead, right? You get some great stuff. Now, this is crude we're talking about, right? We're at 60 right now, so it wouldn't even surprise me if we finish the day tomorrow at 62. It's only $2. Nothing to scream about, right? Nothing to hold mom about. Also, keep an eye on this area down here if you're a bull. 59.15. This would also be an area where you'd expect this move if the bears are strong, right? And again, you know, you're waking up in Asia right now. We may see bears finish this move off here, A, B, C, D, and then again, 1, 2, see ya, right back up. Okay? Be aware of that. Be aware of that. Sellers, wait to sell at resistance. Don't sell these lows. Wait for it to pop up and sell down. Buyers, wait for those sellers to fail. Now, a couple things more, though, about the crude. We've got potential for rollover. I don't know what's going on, but I'm being told that the 15th, right, which is tomorrow, usually you can set your alarm clock to the 18th of the month for crude oil rollover. Remember, crude rolls over every 1 month, right? All the other markets, gold's every 2 months, E-minis are going to be every 3 months, euro currency futures every 3 months. So we got rollover scheduled for tomorrow. I don't think we're going to roll over tomorrow. It'll probably be on Monday. So come in and see me tomorrow morning. We're checking the volume between the 6:15, okay, and the 7:15 tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. Eastern time. Okay, not right now, not at midnight, not tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. Eastern time. If the volume is higher on the 7:15, you want to be trading that market or that contract month. Same market, different contract month. I don't think tomorrow's our rollover day. What I do think you're going to get, though, is a sharing of volume. What that means is half the volume will have moved over to the 7:15, the other half will move over, right, we'll stay on the 6:15. Also, tomorrow is OPEX, as if we could have another reason for a little bit of self-fulfilling prophecy tomorrow with lower volume. Bottom line is, no matter what reason is, tomorrow we are going to expect a little bit of lower volume on crude. What that means is get to it early. After 11 a.m. tomorrow, it's really going to be dangerous out there because the volume will dry up because it's Friday. The volume will already be low because it's OPEX, right? Just self-fulfilling prophecy. And of course, if we're splitting volume between the 7:15 and the 6:15, I know it's a lot to digest right now, but just be careful tomorrow with low volume environments. Low volume environments mean consistency is going to go away. Stops don't hold. Support and resistance levels don't hold. It's a very dangerous environment if you're a new trader. Okay? Now, I know you guys are alone out there at your desk watching this video right now, but you're not alone in your trading career. Come out and see me tomorrow in the trade room. 8 a.m. Eastern time. We open things up for all of our students. We'll be trading these markets in real time, and we can walk you through showing you exactly how we apply this stuff in real time. Don't forget, we get the best free trial in the business. You're going to learn more with me in 1 week on my free trial than anywhere else on the interwebs. We got beginner, intermediate, and advanced levels of membership. And yeah, we always have someone standing by here 24/7, 365 to answer your guys' questions. Guys and gals, what a great week we had. Hope you did well with us this week. Hope you studied hard and you're learning something new with me every day this evening. I would love your feedback. Drop me a line below the video. I would love to know what your feedback is. How can I make this newsletter better for you next week? And remember, they let me out of my cage tomorrow afternoon, so no newsletter tomorrow evening, Monday through Thursday evening. I do have a life outside of the financial markets. It's a great one here in Los Angeles. It's nice and rainy here today. Guys, my name is Joseph. Thank you so much for being part of the newsletter this week. Don't forget, join the trial, register for the newsletter mailing list, send me some feedback, and I'll see you Monday, all right, or tomorrow as a brand new student at 8 a.m. Eastern time. Next newsletter, though, Monday evening. You guys be well out there. Be nice to each other, too, and be here tomorrow morning with me in the trade room. Adios, amigos. Bye-bye for now.